And let's turn now to Baroness Verma.
Thank you very much. And like other panelists, it's a great privilege and honor to be here today, standing up for the rights of women and girls, particularly the area that I focus on. But it doesn't negate the fact that today in Iran, we have also got everyone having their rights being abused just in the idea of peaceful protest. I listened very carefully to the findings of the panel and the recommendations. And what I fear, and I think it's a big fear for me, is that if we don't actually look at those sanctions, those recommendations being fulfilled to the maximum, then all we're doing is having a watered down approach that allows appeasement and allows us to be seen as appeasers. And history tells us very clearly that if we continue to appease, the perpetrators continue to perpetrate atrocities. And I think the clear signals that we should be giving, given that this has got a face to the protests of 2022. 2019 had faces too. They will get lost in the discussions if we don't come out strongly and recognize that these protests are a culmination of a whole country's frustrations at not being heard. And if we don't come out strongly as an international community, and I am a parliamentarian in the UK, I sit in the House of Lords, it is my job to stand up. And I know, Chair, you said that there's nothing like voiceless people. It's just people that are not being heard. But the point is, how do we make those people's voices heard if we are silent ourselves? So I think it's an incumbency on us as parliamentarians internationally to be able to condemn strongly, and then to be able to look at the sanctions. And I've looked at the recommendations of the summary of recommendations. I believe that in my view, that they should have been stronger. I believe, in my view, that if we are going to really stand up for the people whose human rights are totally being trashed, that peaceful protest is not being allowed, the fact that women have not got a choice on what they wear or don't wear, then I think that all of what is going on today will be another lot of loss of life, and we'll be visiting this again in the future. And we shouldn't be waiting for that next protest. We shouldn't be waiting for more people to die. We should strongly being told by parliamentarians across the globe what they are going to do to stand in unity for people's human rights. And to be quite frank, if we can't do it today, when the whole of the world's focus is on the protests in Iran, then when will we do it? When will we stand up and say, enough is enough, that tyrants and dictators based on theocracy are getting away with what they believe is their right to impose? And if we can't remove that plank of indiscriminate violence against human peaceful protest, then I'm afraid, as a world community, particularly those of us who stand up to speak up on human rights, are failing in our duty. And I would hope that all of us show unity to the people of Iran, and especially for me, for my sisters, my daughters, who are being so brave, knowing what the outcome's going to be for them. If they can do it, standing in the country, why on earth can't we do it standing outside? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.